We'll get started here in a second. All right, one second. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a second. We'll talk about it. What's going on, guys? Hey, my screen's not blue this time, right? Check, check, make sure this works. Check it, check, check. Check, check. Yeah, give me a second, guys. Everything's good. Volume, you guys can see everything. Let me know if I need to change anything. You don't have it all. You don't have it pulled up on your TV? What the heck? Put me on your TV. Okay, I'll check myself. Check, 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 check. Check. That looks good. All good. Volume fine. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Couple tornado warnings down up here, southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. This radar is not doing anything for me. So it's really hard to tell what's going on in this one. Although this is likely to expire. I don't see anything in here. This tornado warning is likely to expire. I don't know if this was it, but there's really not much in here. Tornado warning to the south. Not seeing much either. This is probably going to expire. Unless our radars are just messed up. Let's see. CC. You can see rotation in the reflectivity with this one right here. But other than that, not really seeing much in there. Anyways, northeastern Iowa. Or sorry, northern Iowa up towards Northwood. You should still get in a safe spot just to be safe. You know, I don't... This is going to expire up here to the north. I don't see anything up here. But Blooming Prairie, Moscow, just to be safe, probably you should get in a safe spot up there. But neither of those look like we have a tornado on the ground. Let's look. Do we have any considerable thunderstorm warnings right now? I don't believe so. None. Not too bad. Ohio, you've got some storms moving through. Nothing major, at least based on what we can see right now. I'm checking velocities. Doesn't look like we've got any tornadoes out here. Just some strong winds. A little bit of something here, but that might just be... I don't think that's anything. Yeah, that's nothing. Let's check down here really quick. I just want to see what's going on in the skies. A little bit of rotation here near Claremont, potentially. To the north of, to the northeast of Atlanta. So, let's see. What's far to the northeast of Atlanta? I'll get to questions in 1 second, guys. Des Moines, you're spamming, you're blocked. All right. I've just gotten over it. People who spam like that. I just don't waste time anymore. Yeah, this does look like it's rotating a little bit, heading down to the southwest in Georgia. Towards Coal Mountain, Chestatee, Roswell. But we'll see. We'll see. Not overly concerned about that yet. Again, I think these are going to expire. These tornado warnings up here to the north. But they're moving into our tornado. We have storms moving into our tornado watch zone today. So we'll see what happens moving forward here. We're going to have a little bit of action over the next couple hours. Same areas, I feel like, as yesterday. Am I going crazy? Cindy, Laddie, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, no, yeah. Usually I'd say, yeah, usually it's just mute it, but I don't know. I've got a headache today. I was in a bad mood, so I blocked them. Like, that was like crazy. That was like 10 messages in a row. North Liberty, Iowa.
New information. This special marine warning has been updated.
I mean, you guys are fine right now, but let's take a look at our models. HRRR. Go to our 18Z. See how these things progress throughout the day. Here we go. You've got those storms moving out into eastern Iowa, in and around your region, at around 8, 9 central. 8, 9, 10 central tonight. So, could most likely going to be some gusty winds associated with some potentially, 60, 70 plus mile per hour winds associated with this, and some small hail. Well, associated with some of the thunderstorms in it. So, not everyone's going to see those conditions. There we go. Oops. All right, one of the tornado warnings did expire. I think this one to the north will expire as well. Laddie, I appreciate you too. Power went out for 4 hours in South Atlanta last night. Yeah, I figured we could have some power outages around there. Yeah, the one down there in Iowa just expired. I'm shocked the one up here in southern Minnesota is still there. It'll expire in a minute or two. Any Charlotte weather coming? Let's look at today. Here's our HRRR. Not really expecting anything in the Charlotte region tonight. Severe weather-wise. Maybe a thunder shower or two, but not much. Not much going on down in Charlotte. Is Wisconsin cooked? Yeah. Yeah, portions of Wisconsin are completely cooked. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. No, you guys are fine. It says, invite Mesomath to co-host. I wonder how that would work. Should I try it, guys? Oh, man. I wanted to try it. I'm going to hit invite and see what he does. Is it going to let me? Oh, man. I want to see how co-hosting works. What's going on, Blondie? How are we looking in Western North Carolina for the rest of the day? Yeah, we could have some storms moving into Western North Carolina. Far Western North Carolina. You can see here we've got some scattered thunder showers. Want to stick around there through at least the afternoon and early evening hours. So this is a wind threat, maybe small hail. Not under a 2% chance for a tornado out here, so pretty low. But some thunder showers capable of producing some strong winds and very small hail through at least through the early evening. Did they update this tornado warning?
A new radar indicated tornado
Okay,
warning has been
so this one's expired, but this is the new one. So here we go. Let's take a look. There's your couplet right there moving to the northeast towards Sargent, Minnesota. Are we still in Minnesota? Yes, we are. Moving towards Sargent, Minnesota, Vernon, and Rockdale, Minnesota. Eventually, it'll make its way up towards Rochester and Byron, Minnesota. So just be aware of that.
information. This
Still
severe
pretty far from Rochester, but let's keep an eye on this and see how it progresses. I'm actually going to switch this to 5 scans. I think this will be better. No, we'll do 10. We'll do 10. Okay, here it is. So just get ready there. If you're in Rockdale, Vernon, Oslo, High Forest area, Stewartville, I'd get in a safe spot. Not looking crazy intense on radar, but we've definitely got some circulation here. We could possibly get a tornado on the ground here, or we could have one on the ground. That's the only tornado warning right now that we have on the map, and we have no considerable damage or no considerable severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Just 6 mile per hour and hail in some areas. I appreciate the follows, guys. Thank you. How's Harrisburg going to be in the morning? Which Harrisburg? There's probably a Harrisburg in all 50 states. Virginia? Harrisburg, PA. Yeah, I've driven through this actually a few times. Morning, let's take a look. I'm going to have to go back a little bit further. Let's go to 17Z. Tomorrow morning, not looking too bad. We could get some thunder showers in and around that region at 10, 11 a.m., but I guess I can go all the way back to the 12Z and take a look. Yeah, storms don't look to push into the Harrisburg region tomorrow and PA until around evening hours.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Is that big cell going to hit Michigan? There's not much out here towards Michigan. You've got some thunderstorms moving out to the east, but Michigan's doing pretty good right now. As we move throughout the day, we could continue to see a flow of some potentially strong and severe thunderstorms move through central to southern Michigan. And then as we get into early in the morning tomorrow, 1, 2, 3 a.m., we could get some, again, some more strong to severe thunderstorms moving into central western Michigan, or just western Michigan in general. So you can see this kind of boundary that wants to set up moving in. Not expected to be super severe, but could cause some issues, power outages, some strong winds, small hail. Let's take another look at this tornado warning. It's looking messy, which is good. So I don't think we have a very, if we do have a tornado on the ground, it's not very strong. But that's where the rotation is, just to the north of Brownsdale, Minnesota. Still moving up. Still moving up if it were to stay on this trajectory. Let's see. It's weird. They have it moving out to the northeast, but to me it looks like it's moving up like this towards Vernon and Rockdale. Or they have it... Actually, the arrow has it correct. Well,
severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
it was moving like this, and now it started to trail a little bit more to the east. So yeah, it's pretty correct up here. What's going on, Caroline? You may have missed some. I haven't been able to stream as much, but you know, I'm about to be off leave. My paternity leave, going back to work Monday. And so I'm not going to be able to do like afternoon streams anymore. One day I'll be doing this full time and I'll be able to stream multiple times a day, but I'll be doing evening streams. What I plan on doing is taking Wednesdays and Saturday off, unless there's like a landfalling hurricane or like a moderate or high threat, like where I'm like, I need to be uncovering this stuff. Starting next week, I'm going to take Wednesdays and Saturdays off, most likely. And then from streaming. And then all the other 5 days, I'll usually be getting on stream in the evening for a few hours. And my videos will have to be posted before I go into work. So all my videos will be posted by like 6 Central. 6 a.m. Central every day. I've been taking care of the baby. She's doing good. Any tornadoes expected for Dayton, Ohio? No. Tornadoes, no. You guys aren't even in a 2%. You guys have a wind threat out here. That's about it. Let's look at our hail threat. Yeah. All you've got is a minor wind threat out here in Ohio today. You could get a spin up, but it's not super likely. But with severe thunderstorms, there's always a small possibility. This cell's trying to get its act together. So I'm still thinking Vernon, Rockdale, getting a safe spot. Potentially, yeah, this should miss Hayfield, though.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Let's look at what's going on in Kansas City as we move forward in time today. Here we go. Right around 12 Central. Midnight, we could have some strong to severe thunderstorms capable of producing strong winds and small hail. Can't completely count out a tornado, but not very likely. Likely this is going to be some strong winds, heavy downpours. Around midnight tonight. Based on the latest HRRR. That's the most update information. You have tea time at 6. Well, you should be good. Those storms don't want to get in there till really, really late after the sun's down. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You guys could have some thunderstorms rolling through. Actually, I mean, as early as probably 8, maybe even earlier than that, 7 Central. This main kind of severe threat looks to possibly push in. Yeah, you get this kind of scattered, isolated threat early to mid-evening, and then you've got kind of this frontal boundary moving through at around 2, 3 a.m., although it looks to weaken as it pushes out towards Milwaukee. That's why they don't have you in that slight risk today. So just a wind event for you mainly. Still Still rotation here, moving over Sargent, Minnesota, moving up towards Vernon and Rockdale. So getting a safe spot. Rochester, we're still waiting to see if they're going to extend this out. There's also some interesting stuff going on here up to the north of this. We could end up getting a... I called one like 15 to 20 minutes early yesterday. That wasn't even warned. Wasn't even in a severe thunderstorm warning. But this is a similar situation where we could end up getting a Tor warn here. This is moving up to the northeast towards Orinoco, Minnesota. I don't know how to pronounce that. Orinoco in Douglas, Minnesota. I think they might Tor warn that. Is this a Tor possible severe thunderstorm warning right now? It is. It's Tor possible. Okay, at least they've got that going for them. Right in there. Looks like it's just to the northeast of Kaysen, about to move north of Byron. Yeah, Byron, Minnesota. We could have 2 tornadoes on the ground. There's a bunch of rotation in these cells here. Southeastern Minnesota. Appreciate that, Morgan. That's right. Family does come first. That's right. It's been nice being able to spend time, a lot of time with my son especially, because when I go back to work, I barely ever see my son. I leave for work before he wakes up, and then I get back, and he's only up for like an hour or two, but typically I have lots of stuff I have to continue to do. I mean, I'm usually working on weather stuff like when I get home, so I spend time with him on the weekends, but I feel like I see him for like 3 hours over the weekday when I'm back at work. So it's been nice. I've spent so much time with my son over the last 2 months. It's crazy. Marissa, Jasmine, and KC28, I appreciate you. Colorado Springs area, yeah. So rainfall, let's look. Let's look at what we're thinking of rainfall wise over the next 24 hours out here. Daily rainfall totals today. This looks wrong. This is wrong. Let's go to pivotal weather. Go to my NAM 3K. Total quantitative precipitation. Okay, here we go. Not much rainfall expected out near Colorado Springs. Here's our quantitative precipitation over the next 24 hours, basically. You could get locally a lot, depending on if you have a really strong thunderstorm move over, but overall it's pretty dry out here for most areas. I don't know what's been going on with that rainfall. This is our, by the way, excessive rainfall forecast for today. Not surprised to see this region in it again. As you can see in the national radar, we do have a lot of rainfall through portions of Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, down here in the southeast. We've got some showers up here in the northeast as well. Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, and then Florida as well. We've got a lot of showers down there. So kind of like yesterday, we've got this big low pressure spinning off the coast here. Here is actually, let's zoom out so I can show you what's actually happening right now. Here's our trough and our jet stream like this. We've got a low pressure here that's spinning like this and helping to funnel severe weather moving west, oddly enough, into the southeast and Ohio Valley. And then up here to the north, we have this jet stream pulling in moisture up through portions of the plains and the Midwest. So, this is interesting what's causing this. I think we have another low here pulling in moisture. I'd have to play it. Let me see this real quick. No, that's just being pulled in. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, what's happening down here in the south is you still have this low pressure pulling moisture down into Mississippi and Alabama. And then you have your low-level jet kicking in some of these storms here. So this is kind of the flow of weather right now. So moisture down here is coming in from the east. Moisture here is coming from the west and southwest.
A new radar indicated
Sorry, you guys on YouTube. I didn't have that screen pulled up for you by accident. There you go. Yeah, here's our low. That's where that moisture is coming from. There's our jet stream. This is where that moisture is coming from. So most of our rotation's still up to the north, though. All right, let's get back up here and look at our tornado warning. I believe they just extended it.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Okay, this was extended. It does include Rochester, Byron, and Oronoco, Minnesota. I know I'm saying that wrong. Don't make fun of me. And we've got one rotation here and potentially a second one here and like a third one out ahead here. Tons of rotation in these cells. So if I'm in Rochester, get in a safe spot. This wants to go tornadic too, the one that's over Rochester right now. So there's like 3 funnel clouds around Rochester, Minnesota right now. These storms are moving quick. You can see right here, 30, 40 miles per hour. I am probably most concerned about this one right now, although strong winds and rotation here as well. Byron, Rochester, Kaysen, Oronoco, Oronoco. Tons of rotation up in these cells. So if you don't get a tornado, there's going to be some strong winds and small hail with this as well. So this is someone asked what are we looking at? We're looking at southeastern Minnesota right now. That's where we've got a lot of action going on. We're starting to get these severe thunderstorm warnings popping up down to the south, headed towards Des Moines as well. So this line is going to extend and put some bad weather through Des Moines as well. Here's where our severe weather is focused today, guys. We've got most significant severe weather out here, and then through portions of Wisconsin, Minnesota, northern Missouri, Iowa. 2 separate locations. Once again. Strong storms moving to the southwest to the up here in northern Georgia. 6 mile per hour winds, 3/4 inch hail. I'm going to stay up here and watch what's going on with these storms because, like I said, there's just so much rotation here. These are 2 separate tornado warnings. I thought it was an extension. There's a tornado. There's a possible tornado. There's a possible tornado. There's our direction here. So as you can see, Rochester, Byron. Definitely need to be in a safe spot. Bottom floor, interior of your home, in a closet, in a bathtub, in a basement, or in storm shelter. This cell's starting to look more impressive down here to the south as well. You can see the rotation on the reflectivity. Where is Shelby Township? Oh, the ones in Georgia, Caroline? Yeah, those are like the only 2 things in the sky right now. You see the whole state. But we're starting to see this kind of intensify and grow. You see from earlier, you'll see these start to grow and intensify. So we'll see that continue. Watch what happens in Georgia as we move through the day here. You see you get a little bit of a spark up of storms that want to move through portions of Atlanta and northern Georgia before possibly fading away, losing energy. Shelby Township. I don't know if you're talking about Michigan, but you are in a marginal today. We could have some strong, severe thunderstorms moving in to that region. You know, the HRRR's, well, the HRRR's thinking about pretty much right now, and we don't have much going on. Stuff up to the north and to the south, so not looking too bad out there. Rochester, Byron getting a safe spot. Stewartville getting a safe spot. Hayville getting a safe spot. Minnesota. Anything bad happening in Ohio? You got a lot of storms in Ohio right now.
Information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Only one severe thunderstorm warning, but, you know, some wind, small hail, heavy downpours with these storms. Not expecting, not really a tornado risk out in Ohio today. Not that it's you couldn't get a tornado, but it's very low chance. Baltimore, Maryland. Here's what's going on out here. Not a lot of storms out east in the mid-Atlantic.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
It's possible. Not a lot of storms out in the mid-Atlantic, but we could see some more fire up as we move through the evening hours, especially as we get into the early hours of Friday. You can see 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. We get a lot of showers out here in New York and New Jersey. Also down through Delaware. But again, not looking too bad as of now. I'd say over the next 3 to 4 hours, we could get some strong to severe thunderstorms in that region near Baltimore.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
This is our main line. Our main line of storms, our most significant severe weather, based on this latest run, does look to be moving through central Iowa and portions of northern Wisconsin, southeastern Nebraska, and then into northwestern Arkansas, northeastern Kansas at around 6, 7, 8 central tonight. Look at that. Rotation. Oh, look like they're going to collide in Byron and Rochester. Michigan's not looking too bad. You've got some scattered severe thunderstorms throughout Michigan. There's really we're mainly watching in Michigan is just a wind threat. You could get some gusty conditions, 60+ mile per hour gusts that could knock down some tree branches and knock out some power. Briz, I appreciate you. NTXB. Yep. Warnings are scrolling at the bottom. If you do turn your phone sideways, if you click the button on the side, you can turn your phone sideways and see it better. B, if you jump in YouTube, I think I can make you a mod right now. Let me do that real quick. Is my Storm Chaser guy on? Not yet. Okay. Let's see. I'm probably going to hear my voice real quick. Who else? Oh, I'm going to make Blondie a mod over there as well. Is Blondie not a moderator on mine? I'm in Reedsville, Georgia, and I'm in the general risk. What does that mean? I'll look at Reedsville in a second. There we go, B. All right, you're good now. You should be good. Sweet. Okay. Reedsville. Yeah, you said you're in a general. Yeah, so that general thunderstorms means that you may get some thunderstorms that roll through today, heavy, strong winds, thunder, lightning, but not likely to be anything damaging, like damaging winds, not likely to see any hail, and almost, a very small risk of tornadoes. It's just your general summer day thunderstorm, not expected to be severe. So this is what we call like a level 0 out of 5 risk, and then marginal is a 1 out of 5, slight's a 2 out of 5 risk, and then you go into enhanced, moderate, and high. Again, we've still, this isn't looking too impressive, which is good. But if I'm still saying, if you're up in and around Rochester and Byron, Minnesota, in and around Rochester, Byron, Minnesota, get in a safe spot. Although these storms are kind of
a new severe thunderstorm warning
colliding, and it doesn't look like we have a tornado on the ground anymore. But just to be safe, make sure you're in a safe spot. Do you know what happened in Birmingham? I heard there was a glitch or something in the radar. Yeah, I was talking to B about this earlier. I've also, it's flooding because I'm on Weather Talk, apparently, or I'm on the weather side of X. I've seen everyone talk about it. My wife gets mad when I say X. She's like, no one calls it that. I don't know. I didn't use Twitter when it was called Twitter. I didn't even have a Twitter. So I've since I've been using it, it's been called X the whole time. I've just never even liked using the platform. So, but I've been seeing people flood it. Everything from B was saying, I've seen the same things: meteors, aliens. There's the government dropping stuff in the atmosphere and all sorts of crazy stuff. I've seen glitches like that on radar probably 100+ times since I've been looking at weather stuff. Like, so for me, I'm like, oh, glitch in the radar. Like, you have to remember, radars are massive they're massive structures, pieces of hardware that have software running in them. And if something, that the radar had actually shut down earlier in the day, it had malfunction, and when they turned it back on, it has to recalibrate itself. So, I mean, I'm under the assumption that it's just it's recalibrating, and it sends out a pulse, and that's what you see on the radar, and it's inaccurate. But yeah, I've seen that happen plenty of times. When I lived in Florida, it would happen on the radars all the time. I think like back in the day, that happened a lot. I'd always watch the radars back in the day when I was younger, living in South Florida 10, 15 years ago. And I'd see stuff like that every single day. Radars go and like put a bunch of stuff on the screen. So for me, I'm like, I don't think it's anything. Although there are plenty of interesting conversations that people are having online. I don't know. Maybe there's something to it, but I've just seen it happen too many times to really think that it's anything abnormal. Until there's more actual information. Yeah, there's so many people talking about it, though. Yeah, it is a hot topic.
New information. This severe
What's the
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
What's the percentage chance of a tornado in Rochester? Well, right now, it looks like both of these aren't on the ground. We don't have a CC drop, and the velocities aren't really tight. We don't have a tight couplet, but you could get tornado-like winds pushing through Rochester here in 15 to 20 minutes, regardless of if there's a tornado on the ground. That's why you should be in a shelter, or you should be sheltered in place right now, away from windows, central area of your home if you don't have a basement or storm shelter. Because you can see very high velocity winds in here. There's not that signature tight couplet, though. But when you've got high winds and rotation, which we do have, there's your rotation, it's possible for it to drop something. Sirens going off in Dover. What, Delaware? I don't know. Dover what? Minnesota? Again, a lot of the cities that people say are in every single state, so it's hard for me to tell if you don't give a state. Is Kaysen safe? Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at Kaysen. Kaysen should be fine. I think it's just out to the west, right? Yeah, you guys should be good. Most of this bad stuff is out to your east now, so. Tallahassee, Florida. That's where I went to college. You guys are looking good. Later in the day, we could have some storms rolling through your region. Latest HRRR is thinking around 6, 7 Eastern. Maybe a little bit earlier. 5, 6 Eastern, we could have some strong thunderstorms moving through. Strong winds, small hail possibility, but tornado chances aren't too high. Okay, I need to stretch real quick, guys. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to stretch. I'll keep answering your questions. Woo.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Thank you, Morgan. By the way, mods, Discord mods, or any other mods if you want to join the Discord. Having a meeting, it doesn't have to be mandatory, but if you can make it, 12 Central, Saturday. in the
A
Discord.
new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Let me update this real quick. So, again, not seeing the tightest of couplets here, but we have rotation in both these cells that are moving into Rochester and into the surrounding region right now in Minnesota. So stay sheltered in place if you're in and around any of these cities here. I'll zoom in so you guys can see what we're looking at. If you're in any of these cities out here, Rochester, Rockdale, Byron, Douglas, just stay sheltered for now. Moving up towards Elgin, Plainview, and Hammond as well, Minnesota. Strong winds, rotation in these cells. Based on what I'm seeing too, I want to look at the mesoscale analysis with you guys because I think what I'm seeing here, we could get I don't know if I'm going to say a strong tornado, but a few more tornadoes, observed tornadoes in this region. This is looking pretty impressive today, at least on the reflectivity. Two of my kids, 6 of my grandkids are in the path. Well, like I said, the good news is you're starting to see this flatten out instead of, seeing a signature rotating couplet, which means it's most likely turning into straight line winds, which can do some damage, but it's not typically life-threatening like a tornado. So it's not looking too bad, but there could be some power outages and stuff out here. Thanks, B. Green Bay. Here's what we're looking at for Green Bay later. These storms look like they want to move into the region around, we'll say, 8, 9 central. And you could have some thunderstorms, thunder showers all the way until about 1 central, 1 or 2 a.m. So biggest severe threat looks to probably be around 10 central, give or take an hour, 10 p.m. tonight. Wind is your main risk factor up there in Green Bay. Yeah, we've been nonstop talking about Rochester, Minnesota. Don't worry, we're keeping our eye on it. Like I said, you're in a tornado warning. Both of these tornadoes look to have turned into just mainly straight line wind events, but we could still have a tornado on the ground. Like I always say, the radar sometimes lies, or not intentionally, but it picks up what's happening in the atmosphere a little bit wrong in the clouds. So you can clearly see there's a little bit of rotation still in here. I don't think there's a tornado on the ground, but sometimes sometimes, like I said, the radar doesn't see it correctly. So that's why we say stay sheltered in place for now. You can see they dropped off that southern tornado warning because it's just, like I said, there's just not much there. Strong wind still, 60, 70 plus mile per hour gusts potentially down here. But I'm glad they dropped off that tornado warning. Not really seeing it there. And then up here to the north, they may drop this one off too, but we'll have to see. Rochester, really right now, the strongest winds and potentially small hail are going to move in. Again, not really seeing a tornado, a couplet or a CC drop or a tornado in the reflectivity. Let's look at the rotation and the reflectivity still. Tiny bit of rotation still, but they'll probably drop this tornado warning as well. Clint, what's going on? Eau Claire.
This tornado warning has been updated.
I was calling Eau Claire the other stream, Eau Claire, the whole stream. It's Eau Claire, right? I don't think anyone corrected me. Should I put on my storm glasses? Yeah. Yeah, what's funny is I have a cousin who lives in Eau Claire, I think. So I should have known.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
They're used to that, yeah. Eau Claire. Yeah, storms could be moving up into Eau Claire today. The strongest storms around 4 central, 5, 6. So late afternoon, early evening. That's going to be your event for you guys. Late afternoon, early evening. I don't think. Let me pull back up our tour outlook for today. And I actually want to look at the mesoscale analysis. Yeah, you guys aren't in that tour outlook today. We got a new tornado warning, by the way, out in Wisconsin. We'll talk about that. You're on the border right here of the 2%, so we'll watch up there. But a new tornado warning out here, just to the west of Wisconsin Dells. It's moving. Ooh, okay. This looks. Oh wow. I wish I had a scanned out here earlier. I could have picked this up earlier. We got time though. Okay, moving into Hillsboro. If you're in Hillsboro, Wisconsin, Get into the interior of your home in a closet, bottom floor, away from windows, in a bathtub, in a basement, in a storm shelter. This one is rotating a little bit more violently. We have an actual couplet on here. It looks good on the reflectivity too. So Union Center, Hillsborough, Elroy, Lindina. Guys, get in a safe spot right now. Elroy, Hillsborough, and the surrounding regions right here in Wisconsin. This one does look a little bit more impressive. Doesn't look super, super strong. I think maybe EF0, EF1, but there's a good structure to it, so it could intensify, and it looks more likely to be actually on the ground. So don't worry, this isn't looking like a SIGTOR, significant EF2 plus tornado, but I wouldn't be surprised if this thing was on the ground or touches the ground soon. Hillsborough, Union Center, Elroy, Wisconsin. Let's move to the northeast. Yeah, they're going to drop this tornado warning. Well, there's a little bit of a notch up here. I wonder if they'll keep it because of that. They may keep it because of that, so we'll keep watching this one to the north of Rochester. Rochester should be good, though. If there's not a tornado going over your house right now in Rochester, you're likely good. Like I said, it turned into a straight line wind event there. OKC getting darker.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Yeah, you've got some strong to severe thunderstorms, or not strong thunderstorms. They're not severe, but you can see they have some pretty high cloud tops, so they could go severe. Out to your west. I will say, guys, some of you've probably seen this. It was so Parker T just became a 3-month subscriber. Parker, I appreciate you. ZS Burrito, thank you. It was so weird seeing OKC win the finals because like the clock ran out and they're all just like this. This was them. First finals, right? In OKC history, the clock runs out. They're like, yeah, nice job. Nice job. I was like, I've never seen a team so nonchalant. If I was an OKC fan, I would have been annoyed. But also, I'm not going to lie, like, you almost lost to, like, what was, like, one of the worst teams going into the playoffs, and then you beat them in the second half when their best player, who was literally carried them to the finals, was injured and out. So, listen, all I'm going to say, people are always going to talk about this championship and go, they were tied at halftime, and then the Pacers' best player got injured. There's going to be telling you, there's going to be an asterisk on it. Clearly, OKC, in my opinion, going into the playoffs, I thought OKC had the best chance to win. I think OKC is an amazing team. I think they could have won the finals regardless, but I'm just saying. There's going to be an asterisk on that. I think OKC was probably the best team. I think OKC deserves it regardless, but it was so weird seeing them like not celebrate. All right, North Carolina today. I know we have to have some OKC fans in here because like people who are interested in weather are always like everyone in Oklahoma is always watching weather stuff. Okay, North Carolina today is not looking too bad. Western North Carolina, foothills, Smoky Mountains, scattered, scattered strong to severe thunderstorms over the next 3 to 4 hours still, before possibly dissipating. I'd say 4 to 5 hours. Mainly a wind event, wind to small hail event. Not really a super high chance to see tornadoes out there today. Anything crazy from mid Tennessee? Let's take a look at the updates. Some strong thunder showers. Thunderstorms sparking up there around 6, 7 in the afternoon, so early to mid-afternoon. Again, though, central to eastern, Tennessee is in that marginal risk, so it's a wind-driven risk. Only wind, not even hail, I don't believe. Not really a tornado risk out there either, though. Let's get an update on our tornadoes real quick. This, not looking that impressive on the velocities or CC. No CC drop. But again, Hillsborough, Union Center, and Elroy, Wisconsin should be sheltered in place right now. This is likely going to drop off this tornado warning up here in Rochester. Although I think they should put a considerable severe thunderstorm warning on this. I think we could have 70+ mile per hour gusts being recorded in here. Same down here. I mean, these are high velocity winds that are moving off to the north and east here, up towards Spring Valley and Grand Meadow, Minnesota. Surprised they don't have a considerable on there. Let me see if we do have any considerable severe thunderstorm warnings right now. No. Derecho? I don't think so. Derechos are like when you're getting 100+ mile per hour winds. I don't think we have that out here, so derechos are pretty rare. I don't believe we've had an observed tornado in Minnesota today, but I wasn't on earlier. Although, no, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. It's possible we had one of these tornadoes, one of these 3-4 tornado warnings we saw out here. Possible we had a tornado touchdown for a little bit, but nothing for an extended period of time. Okay, there we go. Well, they did just put the severe thunderstorm warning up here, but it's just your 60 mile per hour winds. This does include St. Charles, Lewiston, Buffalo City, Wabasha, Plainview, West Albany, Hammond, down near southeastern Minnesota. Appreciate the follow, Butch. Fans made up for their lack of reaction for the players. Yeah, the fans were celebrating. Yeah, the crowd was going crazy when you watch it. Like everyone's going crazy in the stands or in the stadium, and the players on the floor are like, "Good job." I think they may have felt weird about the Pacers. What's his name? Halbert. Who was the one who got injured on the Pacers? I think they kind of also may have felt like, damn. Like, who knows? Like the Pacers' best player. You know, he's out. He got injured for that game, halfway through the game. Some people were saying Wabasha? Wabasha? Is it Wabasha? Wabasha. Wabasha? It's hard to pronounce. I think it's Wabasha. I'm 30 miles outside OKC, and people were shooting off fireworks. So, yeah. Yeah, the one towards his Achilles. Oh yeah, Tyrese Halliburton. That's right. That's unfortunate. Again, guys, we do still have 2 tornado warnings down. I think this one's going to expire, but strong winds are about to move into Iota, Viola, Elgin, and Plainview, Minnesota. All right. Spring Valley and Grand Meadow, Minnesota as well. Very strong winds. I think this tornado warning is going to expire, though. We do have another tornado warning out here in Wisconsin. It's looking pretty impressive on the radar. Not too impressive on the velocity. We don't have a CC drop either. I don't think that's it. But still, Union Center, Lindina. I'm going to say it's Lindina. Elroy and Union Center. Make sure you're still in a safe spot right now. Won't walk as well. Other than that, we've got a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings stretching down into north central Iowa, really central Iowa. No considerable damage, severe thunderstorms anywhere around the country right now, but we do have some scattered severe thunderstorms stretching through portions of central to northern Iowa, central Pennsylvania, or Ohio, I meant to say, sorry. South central Georgia, North central Georgia, we got a severe thunderstorm warning up there. We could get some more severe thunderstorm warnings out here in OKC. We'll have to watch down here. Still a notch. I just don't think there's anything in this right now. This tornado watch does not expire for 5 hours, by the way. 4 to 5 hours. This is our tour risk zone, so that 5% does stretch out through Madison, Wisconsin. And gets close to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So we'll likely, well, potentially, they've been weird with it lately, but I do think we'll probably, as we move into the evening, get this tornado watch extended out to the east. Yeah, out to the east towards Madison, Portage, Oshkosh, potentially. Yeah, Rochester's looking pretty good. Rochester's in the clear. Your weather should be improving. It's probably still downpouring pretty hard, but it should be improving. It should be. One second, guys. Un momento. Yeah, this thing is falling apart out here. Up towards Elroy Union Center, Hillsboro, Wisconsin. They might drop that. What was I doing? There we go. Okay. We're at Rochester. I'm downtown, north side, just some rain. Yeah, it's just going to be some strong rain right now in Rochester. Your main severe weather threat is passing off to your east. I don't know what state you're talking about for Essex Park. I'm in Elroy, Wisconsin. Pouring rain right now. Yep. Yeah. You're in a tornado warning, and there's still rotation in the cloud. So, I stay sheltered in place in Elroy, but it's not looking too bad that, this structure's falling apart of this system. Of the cell. Yeah, Rochester's conditions are should be improving. Sorry, one second, guys. Okay. Thank you for what you do. No problem. Nanner cakes, no problem. Yeah, so let me see if they're going to drop this. Yeah, they dropped the tornado warning in Rochester. Minnesota. Wisconsin, still a little rotation, currently moving over Union Center. This likely will pass to the south of Elroy, but it's going to get close. I don't believe there's a tornado on the ground. It's radar indicated. The couplet's kind of falling apart. But again, still stay in a safe spot in Elroy for a little bit longer here. Still some strong winds pushing off to the east, stretching all the way really down from Des Moines up to about about Red Wing, Oak Grove, Lake City, Minnesota. This is weather-wise. This is weather-wise. I will continue to watch this a little bit longer here. Give me 1 second. I hear the little guy up out there. Heavy thunderstorms in Greene County, Ohio. Yep. Here we go. These storms don't know where they're moving either. It's probably, some weird velocities in here. Weird directional velocity. Nothing too severe out here. We've got some 60 plus mile per hour gusts, 3/4 inch hail thunderstorms out here in Wisconsin, but nothing too bad. Rochester, your conditions should be slowly improving. The worst of your severe weather is moving out to your east. I'm right in the middle of it. Chasing the La Crosse, Wisconsin area now. Are you streaming? Elroy, yeah, this thing looks like they're gonna drop. Well, still a little bit of spin. Union City moving up to the north towards Lindina, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this struggling to probably get on the ground. Yes, good point, B. If strong 70, 80 plus mile per hour gusts are detected, sometimes your sirens will go off because damaging winds, sirens will go off for damaging winds, not just a tornado threat. You get 70 plus, 80 plus mile per hour gusts. We're getting into the EF0, EF0 to EF1 for tornado range. So they'll go off for that. The only tornado warning we have on the map right now is right here. Moving up to the northeast towards Mouston, Lindina, Elroy, Wisconsin. Although this is falling apart, so I don't think we have a tornado on the ground. But just in case, you should still be in a sheltered out here for a little bit longer. Let's scan the skies really quickly and see if we can find. Sometimes we can pick up something that should be Tor warned. I hope that they're not missing anything. Not seeing much up here. We'll see it to the northwest of Plainview. Maybe something getting its act together there. A little bit of rotation here to the southwest of Spring Valley. But not seeing anything too bad. Let's look down here. Potential. My voice keeps cracking. Oh my gosh. Potential down here to the north of Ackley. Do they have this Torpause? They have a Torpause. Good. Good. NWS is on top of it. I love to see it. Listen, I criticize NWS plenty, but also I'm happy when they get it right. So a little bit of rotation down here, Ackley, and like the people at the NWS who do this stuff. I don't think that I'm more intelligent than them. Sometimes I just scratch my head at why certain things aren't warned or Torpause. So a little bit of rotation moving up to the northeast towards Allison and Clarksville, Iowa. All right, Dumont, Allison. A little bit of rotation in this severe thunderstorm, so we could put something down. I don't think there's anything down right now, but it could put something down. Let's watch that. Down here to the south, a little bit of rotation. I don't think this is going to be Torpause. No, shouldn't yet. Let's take a look if we have any sort of significant rotation out in Ohio. I don't think we will, though. The shear just isn't there. Even with rotation, we don't have enough low-level shear. We need, wind speed, velocity and directional change with verticality, and being outside of our main 500 millibar jet stream and 850 low level jet. We're not really going to get much of that out here in Ohio. PA, not much going on. I don't really suspect that there's a reason we don't have Tor risks out here, although you can get with this low pressure down to the south spinning. You can get some. We could have some shear down here, some weird shear down here, and you can tell we do some low level kind of rotation here. So, Georgia, if we do get a tornado outside of our main tornado area today, which is up here, our main tornado risk zone, which is up here, I suspect it's going to be down here. I don't think it's going to be in Ohio or PA. I think if we do get a tornado outside of tornado risk zone today, it's going to be down here. I really want to look at the mesoscale analysis real quick so we can actually see what's going on live in the atmosphere. Let's do that, and then I'll answer more questions. Where's my bookmarks? The heck? Oh. I was like, where was that? All right. Let's take a look at what's actually happening in the atmosphere. Live. Here's our mesoscale analysis. La 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 la. Thermodynamics, surface space cape. By the way, for anyone who's in the Discord, to get access to my Discord, guys, all you have to do is become a member on YouTube or subscribe on TikTok. It's $2.99 a month. That's it. But this week, I think maybe in our meeting, mods, I want to talk about what's going to be happening with the channel moving forward. But I figure because I haven't had time to do the videos, we can also do some just like, I'd love to do some, explanations and teaching of how to read all this stuff for you guys. I think that'd be cool. So, but yeah, lots of cool stuff on the Discord if you guys want to join that. Let's really quickly look at what's happening in the atmosphere here. So we can see where we may want to watch moving forward today. Plenty of cape up here, no surprise. I mean, we've got lots of surface cape everywhere out here. That's that's not an issue. With cape stands for convective. It's CAPE, convective available potential energy, and you're not. It's just think of it as if the more cape you have, this is surface cape. The more surface cape you have, the stronger updrafts at the surface you have, which gives you a better chance to kind of push through that cap that can be on the atmosphere that wants to prevent thunderstorms from forming and can allow for convection. That's why when we look at the radar right now, we literally have thunderstorms everywhere. There's just tons of instability everywhere. But instability isn't what causes tornadoes. It's a mix of instability, rotation, shear, and all sorts of different things. So here's our cape values. Let's look at a few things really quickly, and then I'll get back to answering your guys' questions and back to the radar. Let's look at our SIGTOR. There's our SIGTOR potential up here today, meaning if we're going to get an EF2 plus tornado, it's probably going to be southeastern Minnesota, north central to northeastern Iowa, central to southern Wisconsin. Not very high SIGTOR numbers, though, so don't worry. The chances aren't too high, but there is a possibility. And then if we look at our violent tornado parameter, same thing. If we're going to get a violent tornado, it's probably going to be in that same region I just talked about. Eastern Michigan, a little chance. Southeastern PA, a little chance, but not much. Not really much. I'm not too concerned about Michigan and PA right now. Moving into, let's look at our effective layer helicity. Again, this is, so helicity, you can think of vorticity as rotation, helicity as the violence of the rotation. So, again, same area here. There's a reason this is where our tor risk is today, as you can see. This just means turbulence, violent rotations possible out here in this region. So let me move into, I want to take a look at what are our lapse rates doing out here. Low level lapse rates. Not crazy. Some good low level lapse rates though out there in southeastern PA. Let's see here. Mid-level. Yeah, so one second, guys. Surface shear. Again, wind shear is going to be the change in wind direction with height or the change in wind speed with height. We've got a lot of surface shear in and around this region. Not surprising. Out here towards eastern Michigan, and then a little bit out here as well. Southeastern PA and Jersey, again, the same spots that we're seeing the possibility for tornadoes. Although, again, I'm not too worried about these two. Still watching this region because, as you can see, there's a lot of different things that go into having an environment that can produce tornadoes. And when one region has all of them, this region, no matter what kind of parameter, severe weather parameter I'm looking at, this region has them all. That's that's when the SPC or Storm Prediction Center puts that 2, 5, whatever, 10% risk zone in that region. Let me look at one more thing before I get back. Here's our derecho composite. Again, same area right here. That's what we're focused on. A little bit of a chance out here. I'm not surprised. We could get some strong winds. This is our jet stream right now. This is where our jet stream is. And if you're going to get derecho conditions, they're typically going to be along one of these frontal boundaries. So, but again, this area up here, northern, northeastern Iowa, southeastern Minnesota, central to southern Wisconsin, really, it's just a really unstable environment. Not the craziest thing I've ever seen, but that is exactly why we have this happening right here on our screen. This tornado warning in Wisconsin has fallen off. As we suspected, it is gone. I do want to check out this tour pause down here in Iowa before I get back to questions. Still rotation in here heading up towards Allison, Wisconsin. I don't think there's a tornado on the ground, but you could get a funnel cloud moving over you. That could put a tornado down, so just be aware of that. This is the area, again, that we're seeing a lot of instability and shear in the atmosphere. Des Moines, yeah, Des Moines, we could see some strong thunderstorms rolling through Des Moines. I mean, you've already got some. But you'll see some more over the next couple hours. There's some more severe thunderstorms, strong to severe thunderstorms moving up to the northeast from your southwest. Right, I appreciate the follows, guys. Ashley. I don't know anymore, bro. I appreciate the follow. What's happening? Weather. No tornado warnings right now. No considerable thunderstorm warnings as well, I believe. I'll double check on that, though. Yeah. So we're looking pretty good. Your average severe thunderstorm warnings right now. After looking at the mesoscale analysis, though, there is reason to want to keep alerts on in this circled area, and even if you're close to what I just circled, even if you're close to what I just circled, keep weather alerts on. Be weather aware today because we've got significant tornado parameters in this region, violent tornado parameters. We've got decent low-level shear, decent low-level decent helicity, decent lapse rates, especially on the southern portion of this. So. Pretty wicked in Plainview, Minnesota right now. 1 second, guys. Plainview. Yeah, your conditions should be improving like within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So you definitely just had a nice storm move through you. Severe thunderstorm warning, 60+ mile per hour gusts. Radar indicated and potentially some small hail. But yeah, your conditions should be improving. Should I duck and cover? Will Indiana be affected? Here's what's going to happen throughout the day. Do we have our 19Z loaded yet? Not yet. Indiana could see some more scattered, strong thunderstorms throughout the day. Maybe one of these goes severe. A couple of these go severe, but it's not looking too bad. It's mainly a wind-driven threat, so you could get a strong severe thunderstorm producing 60+ mile per hour gusts. Des Moines not too bad. You've got some storms, especially on the northern edge. But you do have some storms down to your southwest that could be moving up back into Des Moines over the next 45 minutes. These storms are moving quick. I'm going to guess 35 miles per hour. Let's see. I swear I did not see it before I said that. I swear. I've only ever done this twice, and both times I've been on. I think the one time I did it, I said 55. Or I said 50. It was 50. I just looked at these storms on the radar and said I think they're moving at 35 miles per hour. Just gonna highlight that right there. Listen, I've looked at radars and storms moving on radar so much, and then looked at their speeds so much that I can kind of look at a radar and be like, this storm's probably moving at this speed. Money. And it said 35 too. I could have easily rounded it to 30 or 40. 35. Let's go. Wait, 1 second, guys. Okay. 1 second. Let's go. Reset Souls like, I mean, you do this for a living or something. I know it's not even that impressive. It shouldn't even be that impressive. I stare at radars every single day. You can tell how they're moving typically, what speed they're moving at. Because I always look at a radar in 10 frames. So this is 10 frames. I don't change it to 15 or 5 frames, so I know what a 10 frame looks like. But I kind of surprise myself that too, because usually I don't use the 5s. Usually I'm on a solid number. Let's see. Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Why did I say that like that? Oh my gosh. Don't clip that, guys. Oops, that's Buffalo, Missouri. Why did I do that? Oh, I should know where Poplar Bluff, Missouri is. I was going to say, there's been so many tornado warnings in and around Poplar Bluff this year. I feel like I've spoken a lot about Poplar Bluff. You guys are looking pretty good today. You guys aren't even in a general. I mean, you guys aren't even in a marginal. Are you in a general thunderstorm warning today? I mean, you guys might not even see any rain. When you got it, you got it. Thanks, Dablista. Any more for Ohio? Yeah, you're gonna continue to see these storms in and around, spread out through Ohio over the next probably, I mean, until at least 9-10 Central. Maybe Eastern Ohio, we could all the way through midnight. Again, mainly just a wind threat out there, though. Blanchard, Oklahoma. Let's take a look. You've got some storms out to your south and west. That was a weird drawing. Latest HRRR does have some pretty strong looking thunderstorms moving into OKC, Norman, Blanchard area around 5 Central, 6 Central, 7 Central moving through. So early evening, watch out down there. We could get some gusty conditions, some hail conditions. What's going on with this Ohio weather? I know. It's just a mess in Ohio. Look at this. Look at Ohio right now. Let's take a look at our outlook. Here's our day 2. You guys have some more general thunderstorms and marginal out there in Ohio. I think South Dakota, North Dakota could be active tomorrow. And look at that. South Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, you guys continue to stay involved. Continue to, every day you're in a general, marginal, or slight. Really quickly, I do want to look at, because we don't have too much going on with the severe weather, general severe weather warnings right now. Hi, Fisher. Excuse me, where's your pants? Look at this guy. Fisher, say hi to the stream. Fisher, say hi to the stream. All right, 1 second. Come here, you want to say hi to the stream before you go outside?
Hi, stream.
Yeah, he said hi, stream. Say what's up, stream. Fisher, can you say what's up, stream? Fisher, say what's up, stream.
What's up, stream?
Nice. Okay. Go out there in the water here. These are too big for you. They don't stay on your face. I'll get you smaller ones. Say bye-bye, stream. Say bye-bye, stream. Okay, I'll be up there in a little bit.
Hi, Daddy.
I'll be up there in a little bit. You see how hard it is to stay on stream when he's doing that? Oh Thanks, guys. But yeah, I did really quick want to look at the Rufus model with you guys. What is going on outside my window? Whoa. What just happened to my... Why is my overlay bugging? What the heck? What? What the heck? All right, well, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta fix something. You're gonna see everything look really weird. Here, I'll do this real quick. I appreciate the sub. I can't see who that was on YouTube because I don't have my glasses on and it's small. I'm gonna fix something. Everything's gonna look weird. Give me a second, stream. Give me a second, chat. I don't know what just happened to my overlay. There we go. Let's reset that. Let's do. Okay, we're back. And we're back. We don't have a tornado warning right now, so this shouldn't be red. I know how to fix it. Let's go into 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
There's not a flash flood warning. Don't worry, I'm just testing something. Weird. What is going on with my overlay? Hold up. I don't like when things don't work. There we go.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
It shouldn't be red. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to deal with the color. Really quickly, I wanted to show you guys what's going on tomorrow because I think it could get a little spicy up in the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa again, and potentially Nebraska. Let's pull up our Rufus. I'm going to have to go look at the 12Z. A rare mini Connor appearance, I know. B, I appreciate that. B sent out a sub. Armed Tattooed Believer 777. Join the Discord. Now that you are a TikTok sub, join the Discord. It's a good time. All TikTok subs, YouTube members get access to the Discord. All the information that you need in there for daily forecasts, outlooks, even everything to like earthquakes and volcanoes and stuff like that. It's all in the Discord. It's a good, fun place to hang out. Let's take a look at what's happening with our Rufus model tomorrow. Okay, remember the Rufus model can get very aggressive, so North Dakota, South Dakota, some supercell action out there. And then again, moving into Saturday evening, some potentially strong storms moving through central to southern Minnesota, potentially through the Twin City region as well. And it does want to put some potentially bad weather, strong to severe thunderstorms through, really pushing from Philly almost all the way up to Boston. So that's interesting. God, it wants severe weather in the Midwest and Central Plains, or Midwest and Northern Plains, like every day. 1, 2, 3, every day. Uh-oh.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Uh-oh. 1 second, guys.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
All right. Do we have any considerable severe thunderstorm warnings right now? No, we don't. And we have no tornado warnings. It's pretty good. Yeah, North Dakota tomorrow, what I'm seeing is some strong to severe thunderstorms up through this region here. Could be south of it, could be north of it, but right here, at least on the HRRR and Rufus, we could get an upgrade to an enhanced up here. Some strong to severe thunderstorms moving through South Dakota as well, and these are going to be transitioning into western Minnesota through the night, and then on Saturday we're watching this area in Minnesota for potentially some damaging supercells. Not impossible to see some strong to severe thunderstorms down here in eastern Nebraska as well, though. I mean, I can show you right now, since we don't have too much going on. I can show you. This is our 18Z. All right, so watch as we get into tomorrow. There we go. So this is late tomorrow. Look at North Dakota. Potentially Nebraska, South Dakota. And then we get into Minnesota. This is not... I don't think we're going to have a derecho setup, but again, this could be some strong to severe thunderstorms, potentially very severe. We'll have to see moving into the Minneapolis region. Not looking too bad, though, right now. Here's the whole country based on the latest HRRR as we move into tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon. Scattered strong to severe thunderstorms across much of the south and east. And then, as you can see, most of the bad weather we're watching is going to be up here in the northeast and up here in the northwestern Midwest and northern plains. Still some nice thunderstorms moving west, southwest, north of Atlanta. 60-mile-per-hour winds, inch hail, nothing too bad. Upstate South Carolina as well, same type of situation. West of Charlotte, we're getting some more thunderstorms rolling through the foothills of North Carolina and Smokies, but general severe thunderstorm warnings, nothing to be too super concerned about. Eastern PA, here we go. We've got some, there we go. General severe thunderstorm warning, 60-plus mile-per-hour gusts, inch hail. In Ohio, we have severe thunderstorms all over. I mean, strong thunderstorms all over the state, but not many severe. Northwestern Iowa, or northwestern Ohio and northeastern Indiana right now, we've got some 60-mile-per-hour gusts. Radar indicated and some small hail, 3/4 inch hail. Bubble to your thing tomorrow. Is there a bubble over Bismarck? Tallahassee, you're looking okay. These storms are moving off to their west, so as we get into the early evening hours, you're probably going to see some strong thunderstorms moving through. Not impossible to get something severe, but it was me. Muted or is it me? I'm glad you answered your own question. Guys, I'm going to get off and go hang out with my son for a little bit. As I said earlier, we took a look at the mesoscale analysis, and in this area specifically, we're seeing some severe weather elsewhere, but it's mostly likely going to be weak. Like I said, the 6-mile-per-hour gust, small hail type thing. No, not really a high tornado chance. This area specifically, if you're in this area that I circled in and around this region, especially, let me actually do this because this stuff's going to be moving out east. We're talking like this area. Just make sure you have weather alerts on today. There's light,
this severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Low SIGTOR violent tornado parameters out here today, but we do have some low-level shear helicity. We have the right conditions in the atmosphere here to produce a couple to a few more tornadoes. It's not the craziest setup I've ever seen. I'm not expecting any super damaging long track tornado or anything like that, so don't worry about that. But winds and hail as well in this region. Just best to be aware. We've already seen, I don't know, 6 or 7 tornado warnings out here. Radar indicated.
This considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
South Carolina just got upgraded to a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. I'll cover that really quickly too. There it is. 70-mile-per-hour gusts, 1.5 inch hail moving west through Pickens out towards Salem and Walhalla, South Carolina. A lot of times when you see these gust fronts, these outflow boundaries, it's because you have storms intensifying very quickly. So they're pushing through that cap,
Warning.
high
New
lapse
special
rates.
marine warning
And what they're doing is that moisture is moving. We
New
just keep getting
information.
these.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Your convection is moving up through the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere so quickly that it's cooling the atmosphere kind of like violently, very, very fast. And that cool air, you'll see that move out and clash with other warm air, and that's what these gust fronts are, because you're getting wind along that boundary. You're getting some downburst, not really with much moisture, but when the atmosphere is cooling rapidly as this moisture rises, you're getting heat release, but you're also getting cool air that's being pushed out to, away from these storms that's interacting with warmer air out here. And when you get warm and cool air interacting, you get strong. You can get strong downdrafts here, updrafts and downdrafts. So some nice winds moving away from the storm. A lot of times you'll see that when you...
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Every time I see gust fronts, though, I'm in my head, I'm like, we may get something considerable out here. Considerable damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning, 70+ mile per hour gusts. We've got that down here to the south, I believe, as well. You can see that happening here as well.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
All right, guys. Depending on what's happening later, I might get back on. Again, if you do sub on TikTok or become a member on YouTube, it's just $2.99 a month to get access to the Discord. All the mods are in there. I'm in there. We're updating it daily. It's being updated live, and we're just chatting there off stream. So it's a fun community to be a part of. I do post videos every day, updates every single day, in the morning, and I stream every day as well. So as I said, pay attention. Keep your alerts on if you're up here to the north. Western Wisconsin, southeastern Minnesota, and north central to northeastern Iowa, because we do have some severe weather parameters up here, and we could see a couple more tornadoes. It's not impossible throughout the evening. But I appreciate everyone. Mods, I appreciate all your help. Arm Tattoo, join the Discord. We'll see you in there. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit later or tomorrow, depending on what happens with our weather.
Warning has been issued.
See you guys.